Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gaming with Blockchain. I'm your host, A and I'm just going to apologize up front for my voice. It's one of the challenges that I've been facing and reason why I haven't been doing much of recordings as I like, but we have to move forward. That's onward and forward, as they say. So I'll try my best, and hopefully I can fix what I need to fix in post production. And if not, well, it is what it is. But now, what are we talking about here today? We're talking about the really on fire situation with Upland since 2023 April. We've had how many releases, how many updates, how many changes, progress galore. So, we were coming off of the women's 2023 World Cup, which was really, really great and fantastic. Especially if you're a soccer fan, so I'm sure that the fans were really thrilled. But then we got into how many cities. I'm now currently in Tokyo, but we've had Berlin, we've had Birmingham, and we've had London. So four cities in about 4 months, like almost a city a month. That wasn't very common thing for Upland historically if you're a long-term player. But now you're in Upland. What do? I'm in Tokyo. First thing is, land is important. You have to have some land, and land is the core of the game. So you buy land. Okay, what next? Well, you build on it, right? And this is what this player is doing right now. They're building on their property. They're adding, probably eventually going to be adding assets, and then bringing in a marketplace opportunity. So I'm just going to go here in the quick menu, and we're going to look and explore. And what does explore provide you with? It gives you more details. This is another cool feature that Upland had added. So again, if you're a new player or just even experienced and you want to find details about certain things and help navigate, because the changes now are coming so quickly, you could look at these possibilities and what that means. So the factories and the showrooms and the meta shops, and these meta shops are player owned shops to sell NFT assets, and these assets can be car items, it can be other Upland legits, or even player created legits. These are factors that come in. But mind you, you have to go in and you have to register. You have to set up your application, and that's a good thing too because it helps filter players who've really thought out their plan versus ones who just want to open for the sake of opening and there's no forethought. So let's now get through that. And now let's visit a property, or say let's visit two neighborhoods to get a kind of distinguishing difference. So we're in Tokyo, and like I said, Tokyo just opened, so I'm not expecting to see a lot of, you know, completion for a lot of assets, but we're seeing a lot of crates, which means because players are buying certain items, their items are no longer being held in the game per se. They're being held now in the client, or I should say, in the player's library. So Upland is no longer responsible. Your items have now been dropped. That's on your property. This is your property lot. You handle it. You arrange it however you like. And I'll just do a quick 3D here so you can see a little bit more what they are, and you can see what the items are if I zoom in and then say, okay, this is, think of it, their form of airdropping, if you're familiar with a crypto term. So we're just going to quickly visit a property in Oakwood. So now we're going to go to Mosswood, Oakland, and I'm just going to get the neighborhood, and here we are. And like I said, we're going to do a little bit of comparison between two developing sectors. So we just saw Japan, and I said we're not expecting a whole lot for a city that's just been built, unless again we might have players that are extremely, extremely aggressive. But you can see the difference. And as I would say, that this has been pushed even further than you would imagine. A year ago, this would not have been the place. It would not have been nearly as fully occupied as it is right now. And you see this far different kind of structures, from townhouses to luxury homes to apartment buildings. Some of these businesses, some of the businesses exist here within this space, and is really, really good to see the changes that are going through the game as the game is evolving. And if we go to another neighborhood in Brooklyn, and we'll see a different form of density and development. We've got to zoom in a bit. I find that sweet part of where everything shows up and then doesn't disappear. And here we are. So another neighborhood, really active. Again, but based on how the community or the memberships within the neighborhood agree to move things along. It's a great thing to see. Right? Now, as you can notice, I'm not talking about pricing. I'm not talking about all these other options. Those are further details, and you can see them in past videos that I had, where you can find the tools to use it, and that's great too. It's just not what I want to talk about right now. I just want to make sure that people are understanding the dynamics that are in play. Remember, this has been, let's say, about 4 months, and there's a lot of things happening in the game that didn't happen at all at the same velocity a year ago. So now we have the games. You could build a property, you could build your business, you could build your structure, you could run a business. You have all these NFTs. What else has been going on? What else has been happening in Upland? So Upland right now, they're bringing in a stock car hunt. So with the stock car hunt, if you're a treasure hunter, this is going to be your thing. You're going to be looking for these cars and hoping to find something in it. I hope treasure hunters do. There's been a few that have been really grinding and fighting their way to achieve what they need. And bravo, this will be up your alley entirely. So what does it mean for the game items? Remember, we were talking about racing and accessories. So we see now the stock cars are coming in. The racetracks that are the other items that are in place. So you see a whole bunch of tracks that have been available and interesting dynamics. We have different tracks that have been in place. Really, really interesting. And then on top of that, you're going to have to have your ticket or a link to get it. Then the collections, in order to earn the collections of these prizes or the status, then that's going to be surely definitely about how well you've won, how well you've performed in these races. So everything's coming together in terms of how the race elements will be in place. So those assets that were sold, and these were car assets, or we say racing assets, that were released last week, you put together your driver. Hopefully then you have a car or a stock car, and hopefully you're ready to race, and you can do as much race as you can. These are the features you have. So likely the drivers are going to have this unique attributes that kind of dictate how the car performs. And what you can do and tweak, that remains to be seen. So that's the racing. That's where it's going. Now we also know what's coming up. If you're not into racing entirely in of itself, well, you definitely have football. Football's coming in. The season's NFL PA bundles are being released. I suggest you read through it. They've made some changes to the protocol to some regard, but read through it and find out what it is. So I will be buying a few. There's certain things I'm looking at. I have my reasons, not entirely football related, but that's no one needs to know. And so these are other dynamics that are going on. Let's get this back into standard 2D mode, and let me go to another outside area, one that hasn't probably been receiving as much love. Let's go to Nashville. What's going on in Nashville? I don't know what neighborhood they're going on, but let's just take a peek. trying to find the right sweet spot. And there you go. So this one has a different dynamics, a lot of large properties. Um, that I think is pretty cool in its own right. But now, where does this all lead us? So if I look at another asset that will be coming through, this asset is one that's being secretly, or I guess unannounced, drop in a few days. And right now, you can exchange your pass for. I'm not going to say, and I'm going to do mine after this release or after this video, just out of curiosity, and to find out what this all means. So these are things that are happening just outside of the game, or I can't say just outside the game, but within the game as the game's playing. So it's everything's happening, and you just gotta pay attention and decide where you want to lock in. So I'm looking forward to, out of curiosity, what this pans out to be. So now we know that, and we have that. And so what else are we looking into here? We've wrapped up everything. We've looked at the land, which is the baseline to NFT, to Upland. We're looking at the participation of how well you get involved with your projects. I'm an overviewer at this moment, and we'll be getting into more of our special side as we get to more details. But as I said, I had to delay that just a bit. So I'm showing off others, and doing that, I'm going to show you a particular neighborhood, a particular home that I really, really liked that I saw on Facebook. Just for the sake of emphasizing of exactly what I'm talking about. And this neighborhood, this home, whoops, it's kind of spell, it's in Queens. And you see how it was quite a thoughtful process. So it's facing some beach front. So they, turned the home to face the beach, which is, well, I would, all right? And they decided to create a decor accordingly, being thoughtful of how things are being placed and how things are set up. And it's not something you see often. Right now you've been looking at a lot of properties, things that have just been dropped, and I'm sure there's many others, but this is one I found and I caught my eye through a Facebook group. And I suggest, go pay attention, go look, share, visit. I'm in the, if I wasn't in Tokyo, I would come and pay a visit here. But definitely go pay a visit. Go see what's going on in this property, and say, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. So if you're in Queens, drop this person a line, say hello, and say, go, yeah, I like what you're doing here. This is really, really nice. Now that we've hopefully understand, again, new player, long-term player, you can tell that there's just a lot of stuff happening, and this is almost a full-time job. I sometimes I wonder, how is everyone getting this done? This is insane. But kudos to all the work. Kudos to everyone who's participating. Kudos to just the great communities that are building out. Like, I can't say more than I'm impressed. I'm amazed. And despite this when, this is what building is about. This is what putting things together means. So let us now get back to that, and we're not done yet. And I'm trying to keep this as short as I can. But there's just so much, and I'm sure I just really didn't touch everything. But one more thing. Or no, sorry, actually two more things maybe, or three. So yes, 3. Tokyo Challenge is coming. If you're watching this, you catch this, you want to get into it, starting Monday, it's a chance to be winning unique NFT representing the Tokyo city. Why not? Again, these items are dropped that are bringing in uniqueness, differential aspects. If you can and you can participate in this kind of challenge, go for it. I'm going to try. Why not? I like cats, so this is one of my reasons. But again, these are the things that are just unrolling and coming through the gates at a faster rate than I like to think that many of us really thought it would be possible. So there we go on that front. The second front, well, players are initiating a lot of projects as well. We got Upland Kingdoms, and I'm sure you probably been hearing about this whisper, and players are playing it, and what's going on. And this is a game within a game. This is creators taking the initiative to build a game using as many of the Upland's assets as possible, bringing additional utility to the asset hold, and go through it. You got the about, the news, the guide, the login process, and very thorough, well done. And you'll see here, you go through the login, it'll be in the settings, and it's about activating third-party application. And you'll go through the steps in which to do it, and have everything unfold from there. So I really definitely say really good on them. So now it's the last part and segment, totems. We are showing this totem for the sake of knowing this coming in 18 days, chapter 2. This is life. This is now a way of how we're going to manage life, and as it transforms and grows. What are the processes? It's going to be interesting to see. We have 6 different totems with only 5,555 available, each coming out and being transformed into something else at a point of maturity, I would imagine. The details of how this all unfolds are scrolled at the bottom. You could read more about it. It will be accompanied with 2 different tokens, Protum and Stem, Protum being the precursor. Take a look and see what it means. You'll find that the first series is sold out, so you could definitely get them on secondary market. And I am curious. I'm looking to see what I do have and what I will be able to get with the one I have. And mine's just floating around, patiently waiting for that release date, or say the final release date when things are meant to be unfold. But fingers crossed. We'll see. Do I have any favorites? I will leave that to myself, as I say. So as you can see, from a year to go today, in the last, I should say, 3 to 4 months, Upland has been more active than it has been in the past year. This is what you want if you want to be part of an ecosystem that's constantly developing and constantly growing and constantly pushing boundaries. I'm very pleased. That's all I can say. I don't know how you guys are, if you're playing it, how you feel about it. There's probably, you can't satisfy everybody, but I think the patience of everyone really waiting and taking time to understand the game is rolling out really well. So again, I thank everybody for subscribing and staying part of my channel. And if there's anything you'd like to add, please add it. Let me know. I do apologize for my voice, and hopefully if there's something I need to fix in the post-production, I'll try to do my best to do that. If you know of any artists who would like to showcase and get their work developed within the gaming segment in an interesting way, do let us know. We're trying to find a team and trying to build a team for something very different in terms of what we're looking to approach. But nonetheless, we'll hopefully we can put that out there. So until next time, I do thank you. I appreciate your support. Like I said, go and discover. You're playing Upland and you're having any challenges, check the Discord. The community is fantastic. If you're new and you're just not sure what to do, there's a lot of tutorials. There's many help guides, and again, the community is there to support as well. We do we all want this game to succeed. So we're definitely be doing our best to help anybody out who needs it. So until next time, thank you and take care.